Well, hello. I am back. I have a reveal before I even have a project. Actually, I signed up for another ephemera folder swap with Vianney Creates. So I'm about to pop these in the mail, but I wanted to first show a reveal of the folders. I have already done a tutorial on how to make these folders, and I will link it down below. Or I might decide to do another one, another quicker one using this paper. But really, honestly, you guys don't need me to. I've already done the tutorial. If you're all interested in doing these are a size B6, I think. So they're meant to fit in a traveler's notebook or traveler journal. So that was the entire purpose, so that we can, pop them in there. Of course, I tend to be a little on the overkill side because that's how I roll. So they just barely make it into the box. Right now, I was just, testing the waters. Excuse me. So, but I did want to show you guys what I did. I will include a tutorial, do it separately on the poinsettias. But rather than sit here and yickety yakking, let me get into it. So let me start opening these up. The requirement for the swap was that they be 5x7, which is what this is, and that they have a hidden paper clip. What they mean, in case you do not know what the term hidden paper clip is that this is actually a paper clip. So literally inside of this, let me grab one of my paper clips, has one of these paper clips inside. And in that tutorial I've talked about, I show you guys how to make these, but it's just inside of another so that you can hold anything. I mean, it could have been done sideways, and I meant to do a couple of these sideways and then forgot because I'm a dingbat. But these are, so this is just a paper clip, and all I did is, and of course, we were supposed to decorate it. So I just went going through my stash. Now, this is the paper I used for this. Again, always I had it in my head from the last swap I did. I go, if she does a Christmas one, I already know the paper because I wanted to get it and I wanted to have an excuse to get it. So that's what I did. So it's Mintay paper. Oh my gosh, it just left my mind. It is Time of Wonders. You guys have seen, I got this at Frank Garcia Studio, but you can get Mintay paper just about anywhere if you just Google it. But I will link you down below to where I got it because I really firmly believe, and when I can, to support my local stores. So this is Mintay Time of Wonder. So what I did here, and I bought paper. I don't think I bought a paper pack. I think I just bought 2 of the sheets. I mean, I may have. Let me take it back. I did buy a paper pack and then an ephemera pack. And I did all of these. All of the decorations you see are from that one ephemera pack. Plus, I had leftovers, and I've given them. They're enclosed inside for everybody else. What I did not use in the project itself, everybody's getting. I just divided them up. Except for one, I have one each because I'm going to wrap these up, and then on the outside, I'm just going to take like a glue dot, a removable one, and just, because I'll tie it up. I'm going to put it in tissue paper and then tie it up with a little bit of jute, and then I'll right on top so that they can use that one too, reuse that one too. But anyway, so I went ahead and I just used to decorate mine. Everybody's consistent in that everybody got a piece of lace. And this is just, guys, I bought this at Hobby Lobby, okay? I've had it for forever. This is from a class I taught, like, good Lord, 4 or 5 years ago, and I still had strips of this lace left. And this paper clip, I believe, is 2 by, I don't think it's quite 2. Let's see. Let's whip out the ruler again. But that's all the measurement. Yeah, it's 2 by like 3 or 3.5. Not quite 4. Not quite 4. It's like 3.5. And so I cut a 2. It just happened to be that if I did 2 of these scallops, it fit the paper clip perfectly. So I thought, whoa, it was perfect. It was meant to be. I hear Peanut Gallery laughing at me over there on the other side. I do these crazy sounds. But anyway, so I just took a little bit of this cording because I thought it matched perfectly. I added a couple of ephemera pieces, and then I tied on. That's my signature thing now on these paper clips, is that I'll dingle something from one of the 2 strings. And then I took a couple more pieces because I just can't, it's just me. I can't handle it being flat. So I took 2 of the ephemera pieces and put it outside. And then you open it up, and it has all the ephemera I've included for everybody, and everybody pretty much gets the same thing. I created the pockets. I took a die set that I have from Spellbinders, and I just did that little scallopy so it has a little bit of a oh my goodness, what do you say, just a little bit of an edge, so just as like blocky square. You'll see two others, I did them a little bit differently, I believe, because then I started realizing maybe if I angled it a little bit, it'll look a little bit better. So this was not one of them, because if you think I was going to try to do this after it was already glued down, not happening. I am not that talented and skilled. But anyway, let me show you. So the ephemera I included is, I went ahead, this is an Elizabeth Craft Merry Christmas. I did it. And then I just cut out some of my mirror cardstock from Tonic. You guys know I have a huge stash of it. If you watched anything I do, I have a monster stash of it. So I just cut that out and gave them something to use for a card or whatever they wish. So I really like, and this just, I was able to pop them right out. Then I have several die cuts. These I did not pop out quite so fast. I spent an entire evening. The die cutting part, guys, really was pretty easy. I'm going to say that. What wasn't so easy was weeding these puppies. And that was, so, and these are all spell binders. In fact, give me a second, because I have them right behind me. I will show them to you, because I suspect you can still, I don't think they're available on the Spellbinder site anymore, but my money's on you'll find them somewhere else. So these are the ones I use. So if you want to see, and I'll link them down below, because I bet you can find them on like eBay. So this one's Holiday. And this I have had, well, you can see how I got it on discount. I've had this one for years. Easily, you know, 6, 7 years, maybe 5, 6 years, something like that. So, but there, I will link down the number, and you could probably find it like on, I would be surprised if you found it on eBay or something like that. You can find almost anything on eBay. And then this one. So these are the 3 that I use. I've had these for forever. I have used this one before. It was, when I did it, I took it as a Spellbinders class, and it was a Christmas card, but I have used this dove in a wedding card because I loved it so much, all in white. It turned out really, really pretty. So it is very, for lack of a better term, what I'm looking for, just, you know, you can use it. It's versatile. There's the word. It's very versatile, as is this one. This was Christmas, but you could use it for a baptism card, something like that. The angel, as well as this one. So here, so you've seen the dies, but this is what they cut out. And they are just beautiful. I carted out of sparkly paper, and this is Recollections paper. And see, here it is. There's a piece there. There's a little piece of little Chad that I missed popping all the way out. There we go. It was, I highly recommend when you cut these kind of dies out, especially these guys, if you have them or buy them later, is sandwich a piece of wax paper between this and the die and the paper itself. You're going to thank me. It's going to at least make it pop out easier. I believe I ran it through twice on using my marquee to make sure that it cut all the way through. I mean, it cut all the way through, but I wanted to make sure it was as easy as possible to weed all of these pieces out. Especially this one. This one proved to be the more difficult one. I don't know why, because it's bigger. Look, see, I missed a spot, so I guess it's a good thing that I'm doing this reveal because I missed one. I thought I got them all, but they're beautiful. I absolutely love them. But I'm not kidding you. I spent a whole evening watching YouTubes and weeding these puppies. So this was like 2 or 3 hours worth of work. And then this one, you have the little, I'm not even pulling it out of bag so I don't lose it, has the little tiny dove. So I included all of that in here because we're the other requirement of the ephemera swap that has 15 pieces of at least 15 pieces of ephemera in there. So, and I was trying not to do like the same thing, but I'm kind of like a creature of habit, so I do the same thing. Now there we go, I got it in there. These are my little sandwich, not sandwich, but little snack bags that you get. And then I cut this out. This is a Anna Griffin, I believe. Do I have it right here handy? I want to say, yep, it's this one. Of course, I couldn't tell you what this one is because this one came with my Empress. So it's the one that comes with the Empress. But I wanted to do a large background. And I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you said I used not sparkly, but a pearl paper that I had, a big huge pack of Crafter's Companion pearl paper. So, but it's a 3D, so it both embossed and it cut. So it's really, really pretty. So I happily included that. Now let me see if I can get it back in here so it doesn't stick out. There we go. Oh, there we go. This one was easy. So that's one side. And I need to pack this a little better. My goodness, I have like 3 pieces on one side and everything else is on the left side. I don't think so. These were a quickie addition. I used some of the paper. This is just some of the paper from that Mintay collection. And I die cut it out. Actually, I just cut these 2.5 inches in 2.5 inch strips and cut them down to 4 inches. And then I used, let me see, I have it handy right here. I should have it handier than I do. I don't have it handy. I will link you guys down. Forgive me, I'm going to link you guys down below. But the die I used is from Crafter's Companion. Why don't I have it right here? I'm looking around, struggling like a crazy person, and I think it's right here. There we go, because I was efficient and put it away. I used this one. This is from Crafter's Companion. It's a Gemini. It's from earlier in the year, or I believe last year. So let me show you real quick. But it's to make, like, as if to make those stackable jars so you can send somebody hot cocoa or brown. And this one is for the homemade. It has even the recipe for the homemade brownies right there. But I used I keep using them for these. For all the dies are awesome. So that's how I did that pretty little cut on top. I just ran them through the marquee, just so you know, if you have this or if you get it in the future, guys. I cut it, definitely will cut through 2. The last one, because I had one that messed up, I cut 3. So it will cut through 3 pieces of paper. That's a pretty handy trick for a die when you're having to cut, you know, a whole bunch of them. If you're in production mode, just so you know, you can at least, it'll cut through it'll cut through 3 layers of cardstock and up to 3. And then these are, hang on, one at a time. Okay, let's do this one real quick. This is just chipboard I had. And I just already got a couple of pieces of the little chipboard filigree pieces. I should close the envelope, but I'm not going to. It's not, where are they going to go? But I really like these, and this is Fern somebody or other. And I don't have that handy. And I should, because I wanted to show you guys. Yes, I do. I do have it handy. I wanted to show you guys something. So this is where it came from. Actually, Blue Fern Studios. I got this from Frank Garcia. And I had all the pieces, so I, divided them all out between all of the folders. I saved this. Why am I still saving this? One, because you can use the acetate in here for shakers or whatever. But take a look at how pretty that paper is, guys. And I thought about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost got rid of it. I go, I could cut a couple of tags out or something out of this. So when you're buying your packages, make sure and take a look at the paper. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I almost tossed it automatically. I'm like, oh no, because this is pretty. And I did the same thing with this piece. This is the paper. This is from the die cuts that I used up. And again, that can be used. I could sit here fussy cut that and include it somewhere, or I could use this side for at least a couple of tags, 2 to 3 tags out of here. Or even that looks awful pretty if you cut it here and cut it off there. That's kind of like a cool little background. I might be pushing it. I get it. I might be pushing it. But still, look at your packaging, guys, and see how you can, if you can utilize it. So yeah, so I stuffed these back into my little handy dandy little envelope here, and we're not going to do that now. And it's here for another day, just that little, so it's like upcycling. So it's less stuff going into the trash. So we're going to put these little guys away, and we'll put them over here now. And see if we can half and half this. There we go. Okay. These are Anna Griffin, and it's the 2 folder die set I got. And I have those right here. And you guys have seen me reveal them. That's not the one. This one's the one. So I used them in my last ephemera folder set. I used these. And I used them in this. So it was 2 embossing folders. So now I've used all of them already. And I just cut out. They cut and they emboss. Look how beautiful that is. I used the last of this paper that I had. I forget. I think this was tonic paper, but I can't remember. But I didn't want it mirror, so it was that mirror matte. So I cut. Everybody got 3 of these because there's 3 of them. So there's 1 of each. So, but look at and this was. Did I do? I can't. No, I used the Empress. So this was the Empress. This was me using that folder and the Empress. I didn't use the marquee because I don't run 3Ds through the marquee. Just on the, we've been told not to, so I listen and I obey. But they turned out beautiful. That was with 1 run through the Empress. So I got 3, so everybody's getting 3 of these in their swap. I'm gonna set this aside. And then this is, you know what? Hang on, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry because I realized I was so efficient in putting stuff away that I actually put it away. They're getting a whole poinsettia, and this comes from I don't even know if Sizzix still carries this, but this is another. I mean, I got it from Hobby Lobby. You can tell, and that was back in the day when I could use a 40% coupon. But it's the bigs, and it cuts out both the poinsettia, and then it has an embossing folder. So I emboss them all. I will give you a tutorial, and it'll be either tagged onto this one or separately, as to how I shape these, because that becomes this. You know, and you could tell it's not here. This one is a lot more, oh good Lord, more texture, because as you shape it, you push some of it out. But it's still well worth it. I didn't do it on the leaves, but I did. I'm not pulling these out. Maybe I will. Let's really show them to you the right way. This is the before. This is the before, and then that is the after. So they're just all texturized. So you could get, I mean, you could sit there and glitter this, and I just opted not to really, because it was like, okay, there is a limit to what you can do, Myra. And believe it or not, I actually said that to myself. And oh, there it is. Okay. There's a little center right there. So so you can add, whichever, you can try your stickles and just glitter it up and make it real pretty. But I included that because there's, a lot of poinsettias in the paper itself. So, and then I just cut it out of tonic paper that match, because that's a pretty close match. So we have that. Let's set this aside because we'll put it on this side. And then I grabbed a sheet of the cut-aparts. So everybody gets, actually it was enough. I was going to originally give them only 3, but I had leftovers. Like, what am I going to do with them? So everybody got 4. 4 cut-aparts from there, the cards. And again, just like on the last one, they're frames on one side. And then there are these beauties on the other. So there's 4 of those. And then here is the little bag with all of the extras. So everybody got one larger sized one. And then I'll pull these out real quick so you can see. And then if I just pull the big one out, you can see the rest that are inside here. And then like 3 of the little leftovers from that. So everybody gets an ephemera. A larger one, and there's a big poinsettias or Christmas trees or a nutcracker. Everybody got a larger one. And then the little guys. And I'm not closing this all so that I don't mess up the star of the tree. And then lastly, this is a Sizzix. This is a Sizzix embossing folder. And it's a newer one. I believe this is a recent addition to my collection. It's a 3D one. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to think where it is. Hang on a second. Let me go pull it so you guys can see it. You know that moment where you go, I know I saw it. I know I saw it. Where did I just see it? And it's because I have it right behind me. I have a stack of anything that's Christmas or Halloween that I'm pulling from to do more videos. So I just got this real recently, I'm pretty sure. But it is a 3D. So it's a Sizzix 3D. I got it at Hobby Lobby, just, and remember, Hobby Lobby every other week it will have these 40% off, the dies and the embossing folders. And on the other weekend, then it's the paper. But this is what you get. And this is pearlized paper. It is not the same one as this one because this one's whiter, if you can tell. Let me bring it up. You can see this is a little bit whiter because I wanted that snowy feeling. And this one's a little more ivory. But I wanted to include an embossed background that, whoever gets this will be able. And everybody got the same one. They got this same one. So this really popped out. But if you can see, it's just beautiful. 3D. I really, really, really like this. So we have that, and I like snowflakes. It's it's not one of my things, but it's one of my things. Just it's more of a low level thing. But that really is it for everyone. Got the same inside here. Outside of the little ephemera pieces, everybody got the same. So now I just did 2 different styles of the folders. Let me open it up this way so you can see. That's the entirety of the sheet. And I was trying to figure out how best to use it so I really wanted to include that. So that's why this is on this side. So Christmas is on the back, unfortunately, but you still have the word gifts here. And then this one got this ephemera piece because of the birds, so that the little birdies are kind of like looking at each other. And then we just put the little clip carefully back on. There we go. And there it is, nice and closed. And then the next one, was this one ended up, the design ended up being the way it is because I goofed and cut the paper wrong. So that the next one, if you'll see, this is the way it's supposed to. Let me show you. So let me show you a comparison. This is how it's supposed to be. Set these offside. I wanted that front and center, that poinsettia, and then I was a dingbat because you shouldn't work stuff late in the evening like I normally do because that's when I have free time. So I literally cut the paper upside down. So see that beautiful poinsettia is on the back. So then I had this and a big blank spot. So that's where I ended up pulling out this. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to put something right there. So that's where I ended up, why I ended up using that, my Sizzix, my Steel Rube, my Tim Holtz die that I've had this thing for years and I have used it. It was my Christmas card a couple of years ago, easy, and I thought I had one handy because I wanted to show you guys, but now I'm not sure where it went to because I move stuff around here. I really am not spotting it. Sorry, but it was my Christmas card a couple of years ago, and I still had leftovers, so I was going to, in fact, I have to find them because those are the cards everybody's going to get with their with their thing, but so that's, you know, when, again, you know how I say you make a mistake. There are no mistakes. There are just opportunities to be creative. Don't panic. Just take a moment and figure it out. So there you go. So that's the way. So again, that's the way it's supposed to look. And this is the way. So, and both are just fine. They're both just fine. And there you go. So I ended up doing that. I repaired it. I just put that poinsettia there and I used, these are stickles and I am not happy, but I've run out of time. I cannot do anything else to this, but I'm going to switch over because I use, you guys, if you watched the video a couple of days ago when I used Nuvo drops, and I have the scrap piece of paper here. Yep. Look at that. This is a Nuvo drop and look at that. It is rock hard. And that's what I intended here with my stickles, and stickles used to do that. So I don't know if it's just old or what, because when I dropped them down, they were very, they looked like this. And then they don't look like this anymore. And that's all I'm going to say. You know, if you haven't gone down the road of glitter and the drops, I'm going to say Nuvo drops. I'm honest. I'm going to start swapping over because I'm not the happiest camper with this. But it still looks pretty. So I know it still looks pretty, but it's not what I had envisioned, and that bothers me. So I have that, and then again, just used ephemera from the pack, little pieces of ribbon. This is ribbon I bought last year, Christmas time at Joann's, that I had a ton of. So, and again, I always attach a little dangly, and that's my hidden, you know, the little piece of lace, and there's my hidden paper clip that now holds this all closed. It makes it kind of look flat and squishy. So that's number 2. Excuse me, you've already seen now this one. On this one, I literally took the 2 smaller, this one and this one, and I cut 2. So I cut 1 of these and 2 of these to make this, and then, excuse me, I dimensionalized it, and that will be part of the next video so you guys can see exactly how you do that. I mean, I just did that with, it's my Heartfelt Creations tools that I have, but you don't have to use just their tools. I mean, you could go down to Michael's on her Hobby Lobby, and they have less expensive, a McGill kit. I own it. I have the McGill kit too. So you don't have to feel like you have to use buy the most expensive tools. But these comes together really, really easy, and you just wet it down just slightly. And the interesting thing about wetting the paper and then it dries, and it's just a really super light misting, is that when it dries out, the paper, it holds its shape, and it's like the paper is stronger. It's hard to explain, but it holds its shape to me. I mean, when I did these for Christmas, those poinsettias arrived still dimensionalized, and that was just in an envelope. So that was the decor. So everybody has a different clip. So that's this one. And then my last one is the toy store. And I just took the, oh my goodness, the Nutcracker here and added a couple of presents. And this present, I originally was only going to be this guy. And I ended up having to add, I'm confessing again, so you know. Right here, underneath here, right here, I don't know what I did, but there was a smudge mark. And I'm just like, ugh. So I'm like, no. And it was all put together. This guy was already glued down. Everything was down. And then I remembered, what have I said? There are no mistakes. They're just opportunities for creativity. So I went through all of my, what I had left of the ephemeras, and I used the present. So now there's two presents behind him. So there you go. You guys would know if I wasn't telling you. But I'm telling you so that you know. Don't panic. It's like in toll painting. I used to toll paint before I started scrapbooking. We always say, when you make a mistake, okay, put a flower there. So, make a mistake, you put a piece of ephemera, a sequin, a rhinestone, just something, and you can fake it, and nobody will ever know that wasn't supposed to be. It's kind of like when the cat falls off the couch. Oh, I meant to do that. Okay. So it's the same thing. It's the same premise. So anyway, those are my 4 folders that I made for the Vianney Creates swap. I just wanted to share this with you because I don't know why. You guys might find this interesting. I hope you do. And if you grab inspiration and make this for yourself or make this at gifts, think about it. Look how cool this would be just to give this to some of your scrapbooking friends. And you'll have the tutorial. I'm going to link it down below so you know where to go to how to make these, because you can do this literally out of one sheet of paper. And I will link to you also how Vianney Creates does it. But she does it where it just folds up. The pocket folds up. I don't do it that way because it'll make the paper I got. It would have worked actually with this paper. I could have, but then by then I was in the same mode. But with this paper, it's directional. The bottom half would have been upside down. And I didn't like that. It bothered me. But on this, so you look at the paper. So you'll have 2 tutorials because I think credit should be given where credit is due. This is her genius work. I just, do, my interpretation of it. But like I said, like on this, and here I'll show you real quick. So see, this would have been upside down if I just folded it up. So I cut it off and made a pocket and just made separate pockets for it. So, and that's fine too. It's an extra step, but not huge. Once you get it down, by the time I made these, I was not stressing as much as I did the first ones when I was doing it the first time, going, ah! This time you can't really tell. What is that floating? Okay, that's just, I don't know, some dust that fell on it, not an ant, because that's what I usually have crawling around here making me nuts. Anyway, that's it for this session of Myra's Madness. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my crazy, from this mad scrapping corner, by all means, subscribe and ding the bell, and I'll be back. I've been kind of like pretty good this last week, and I'm trying to stay ahead so I can keep videos coming up. So I still have, I believe, another mail call. I'm waiting on my Spellbinders kit. I already got the alert that it shipped. I got the alert that said it was delivered. I said, no, it didn't. But then when I went to contact UPS, it's like, no, it's been sent, or not. But I went to file a claim because I got, oh my God, it got lost. No, I guess they are now sharing it with the post office. So they shipped it to the post office to deliver to me. It may get here before the end of the year. It's just like these poor people can't seem to cut us a break. So we will see. It should be here soon. And then you'll have the October. It's already middle of October and I haven't even gotten my October kit yet. And that's no fault of their own. It just shipping right now in the mail is what it is. So guys, get your Christmas cards done early. Let's get these out, all right? Because I'm like the one that's like, I want them out by Thanksgiving. We'll see if I can manage to pull that off this year. Anyway, again, I hope you enjoyed this. Please, guys, if you want to hang around, you know what to do. I already just told you. Otherwise, just enjoy your day. Take the time out to make something beautiful and share it with someone else. And as always, in this corner, I'm in my mad scrapping corner of madness. We're all a little mad here, so scrap the madness. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Bye.